value adjustment plus minus adjustment plus minus adjustment. Now what is this plus minus adjustment is? Now how they are going to adjust the value? Let me give you an example. Here this is our subject property. This subject property has 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom and 1 kitchen, and maybe the total site area. The site area is 2000 square. Now we are comparing this property with this property, which is almost similar, right? If this property has 3 bedroom, 2.1 bath, 1 half bath, 1 kitchen, right? And square feet area, that is 1500 square feet area. Now when we are comparing, we are telling 2 bedrooms. Here 3 bed. This how much is this value? We are telling it's $200,000, and this we are telling it is 190,000 value. Now when we compare, we see it has 2 bed. So what is the 1 bedroom difference? We are telling almost $1,000. If this property would have 2 bedrooms instead of 3, if this would have 2 bedrooms, then what will happen? This property value will decrease by 1,000, right? We are comparing with our property. So here something is higher, something is extra from our property. We have 2 bed, it has 3 bed. Now what I am telling, if this property would have 2 bedroom, this property value will decrease by 1,000. Yes? Is that clear? 2.1 bathroom. If this property would have 2 bathroom, it might have decreased 500. We are comparing with our square feet area is 2000. This square feet area is 5,000, 1500, 500 less. So what is the per square feet area? What is the value? Maybe 1000. So what we are telling, if this would have 2000 square feet area, this property would have 2000 square feet area, the value would have increased by maybe $10,000. See that if we are not making any adjustment to our property, we are making adjustment here in these properties. These are the difference. This property, if would have 2, we are comparing with our property. We have 2 bedroom. If this property will have also 2 bedroom instead of 3, value will decrease, right?
Yes.
From 3 to 2. If 2.1, we have 2 bathroom. If this would have 2 bathroom, so 0.1 will be less. So minus $500 will decrease. Then 1 kitchen same. Square feet area 500 less. If this would have 500 more, value would have increased by 10,000. So what would be the total adjustment we have done? This is how adjustment will be done. Very important. We won't be doing anything with our property. We have written every property will be compared with our property. This had 2 bedroom, this had 3. So minus means if we make 2 bedroom here, this value will decrease. If something is lesser, we have 2000 square feet, it has 1500 square feet. So 500 square feet, what is the value? $10,000. So that will, if it would have 2000, the value would have increase, right? This is how the comparison will be done. Now, sale of financing, how sale or financing, how the sale happened. They are telling arm length, arm length, arm length. What do we mean by arm length? Arm length means two unknown parties done the deal, right?
Yes.
Non-arm length, relatives have or people who know each other.
Family.
Right. Concession. Any concession, they are telling FHA 4789. This is 4,700 concession they have given. They didn't have given. There is 4,000 concession. So now we do not have any concession in our property. And this is our subject property. We do not have any concession. So obviously, if there would not be any concession, the value will decrease by 4,700, right? If they have 4,000 concession, it will decrease by 4,000. We do not have any concession. Something they have more, if we are telling if that will be removed from there, the value will decrease by 47. That is what I told, right? Any extra in these properties, that will be decreased. Anything lesser than our property, that will be added. Next is date of sale and time. They are telling this property was sold on 8/14 and loan was closed on 6/14. This sale was closed on 5/14. Deal was closed on 3/14. So almost 1 to 2 months it takes, right? When we done the time, when we do the purchase transaction, person go for loan and then sale will be done once the money will be paid. Sold on 5/14. Deal was closed on 4th. Okay. Next is location. North residential. Leasehold fee simple. Leasehold or fee simple. Our property they are telling fee simple. All are fee simple. Leasehold means for 99 years. Site. How much site area? Our property subject property have 1440 square. Now this property would has higher 13,000 square feet area. What we are telling, if this property would have 10,000 lesser, right, the property value will decrease by 2,000. Is that clear? It has more. 3,000 more than our property. So we are telling if this property would have also 10,000 lesser, the value will decrease. If you have something less, the value will decrease, right? Other property has 8,700. We have 10,000. This property has 8,000 square feet area. What we are telling, if this would have 10,454 square feet area, the value will increase, right? If something will increase, so value will also increase. This property, if would have 10,000 square feet area, 2,000 more square feet area from what it has, value would have increased by 1,000. The third is very less, 7,000. If this property would have similar to our property, value would have increased by 2,000. Now it should be clear what we are doing. Whenever something lesser than our property, if our property has something higher, other property has something less, if we are telling if that property would have similar to our property, value would have it. But something other property has more, our property doesn't. We are telling if that property would have similar to our property, value would have this much value would have. This is what called the comparison or the adjustment, right? Now the view. We have north residential, so all other properties have north residential except this. They are telling this property would have the maybe facing the woods, right? Maybe forest, right? They have the view. If you stand in the front of property, you will see the woods. And because this property has a disadvantage, so if this property would have north residential view, they are telling this property would have north residential, the value would have decreased by $2,000. So that means woods is more better than this view is more better than the north residential. Is that clear?
Yes.
Design. Traditional. All properties have same design. We will see how the traditional homes looks like. There could be cottage, there could some other, right? The smart homes, so many design. Quality of construction. How is the quality of Q4, 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 Q4. What I told you, Q1 is acceptable, excellent. Q2 is good. Q3 is okay, acceptable. Q4 is average, still acceptable. Q5 and Q6 are not acceptable. Remember that?
Yes. Yes.
I have told you now the appraisal standards, they have created the standards of UAD version, Uniform Data Set, Uniform Appraisal Data Set, right? Now in this Uniform Appraisal Data Set, they have already declared this is what the quality, this is what, no need to write whether it's good, it's bad. Just give them look at the Uniform Data Set definitions, right? And give them the C1, C2. C means conditions, rating and definitions. Q means quality. How is the quality? So what I have told you, C1, the improvements have recently constructed. Something recently constructed, very new is going to be the excellent. C2, the improvements feature no deferred maintenance, means no maintenance required, everything is good. C3, the improvements are well maintained, so they are maintained. So that is also good. C4, the improvement features some minor deferred maintenance and physical deterioration due to normal wear and tear. So if property is 20, 30, 40 years old, normal wear and tear will be there, right? But that is fine. C5 and C6 are not acceptable. The improvements feature obvious deferred maintenance and are in need of significant repair. C6, the improvements are substantial damage or deferred maintenance with deficiency or defects that are severe enough to affect the safety. Do you think we should accept these? No, right? No. Similar to the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Now Q5 and Q6. We do not allow Q5 and Q until we have Q4. That is fine. Will you be able to remember this?
Yes. Yes.
Q5 and Q6 condition or quality are not acceptable. So we have all Q4, which is good. right? And I do not know why they have added Q4. They are telling if it would have all are Q4, if it would have Q5, I would have. Okay, they are telling if this would have Q4 quality, value will increase by 3000. But all the qualities are 4. Why they are making 3000 adjustment? Can you clarify? We do not. Even I do not. I do not know why he is making 3000 adjustment. All are Q4. Why he is telling if this property would have what? Q4. Yeah, it has Q4. Why he is adding 3000 here? He is telling it would have increased 3000. That means there is something. We need to see the comment. Now there is a question from our side. I is adding 3000 for quality. All has same quality. That means there is some depth. So we will see the notes. We need to check the note. Notes means whatever discrepancy we find, whatever the questions we have related to appraisal, first we will look, is that explained by the appraiser? So we will question mark. You can write it in your white. Then look for the comment, appraiser comment. Is there any comment available? Is that satisfactory? Is that going to create a negative impact to the value, right? Then it is going to be a problem. We need to ask, maybe they need to provide some other information. They need to update the appraisal, or else I will not approve I will add the condition. I can ask the appraiser. But 5% of the appraisal, you will find the satisfactory comment explanation from the appraiser side. Okay, next is quality. Q4, they have 3000 adjustment. Check actual age 27, 26, 30, 22. So they are not making any. They are telling all the actual age quality is same. So condition of the property C4, C4, C4. All has. I told you still C4 we will accept. Now here above grade. What is above grade? I have already told you there are going to grade.
Yes. Below grade.
One is below grade. Means
Base.
base. So below grade and above grade means everything that is built above grade, right? Above ground. That is called above. Now why I'm telling this? Because let's say here on the above grade we have 2 bed, 2 bath, 1 kitchen and one maybe drawing or creation, but let's say drawing room or living. So 2 to 4, 5, 6. We are telling 6 rooms. Now in the basement they have created 1 living room, 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. They cannot tell 6, 7, 8, 9. They cannot tell 9. No, it will only be 6, right? Below grade, they can tell they have 1. This is what total 3. But those are below grade. They cannot count these 3 rooms in the above grade. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So above grade room count total 8 room. Out of these 8, 4 are bedroom, 2.1 is the bath. In this and total gross living area is 2205 square. In this 7 bedroom, 7 rooms, 3 bedroom, 2.1 bath. 1 room is less. They are telling if it would have 4 bedroom, property would have increased by 2000. Value would have increased 2000. This property has similar, so no. Similar, so no. That next is basement and below grade, right?